An attorney for Richard Allen is fighting to stay on the case and accusing the judge of ambushing him and a fellow defense attorney. Last week in the Delphi Murders trial, Judge Fran Gull announced defense attorneys Andrew Baldwin and Brad Rozzi would be withdrawing themselves from the case. Now, Rozzi filed a motion to continue his representation of Allen, claiming the court ambushed him and Baldwin, placing them in a compromising position. Along with his filing to retain representation for Allen, Rozzi has asked the Indiana Supreme Court to step in and remove Gull from the case, questioning her impartiality. Well, today, Gull appointed two new attorneys to represent Richard Allen. They are both from Allen County. Now, Richard Allen is charged with the murders of Abigail Abby Williams and Libby German, and they were teenagers who had disappeared while out walking on February 13, 2017. The girls' bodies were found the next day. All right, still with me, trial attorney Brian Silber. Brian, this one is getting a bit messy. I want to get your thoughts on how this is being handled. There were some issues. There was a hearing held. The judge had some options that day. The defense had let leak a couple of different times some information that certainly should not have been leaked. Early on, she was upset at them because they introduced to the press a scathing letter about the prosecution's case. She didn't like that. There was a gag order put on the case. So she had some options. She chose to, at least according to this defense attorney, take them in chambers and give them what he called a Hobson's choice. They either withdraw from the case or she would basically hang them out to dry in court and kick them off the case. And they, of course, chose option A.
You know, it's a highly unusual situation for a judge to remove a lawyer from a case. It's actually very extreme. I don't know this judge. I've never practiced in front of her. But it's also not uncommon for some judges to, you know, no disrespect to them, you know, maybe get what we call, if the real lawyers talking, that black robe fever. They kind of hold their position a little higher than they actually are. Maybe there's a battle of egos going on here, and she showed them who's boss. I don't know. I'd like to hear more about the judge's reason for removing them from the case, because certainly a criminal defendant, any litigant has the right to pick their lawyer. That is a fundamental right. At the same time, the judge may be onto something. You know, she has to make sure that this gentleman is getting effective representation. And if she feels that these lawyers are simply incompetent, she absolutely should put her foot down, and she may have done the right thing. I don't know the details. I can't weigh in on whether she did the right thing or the wrong thing. But it sounds to me like there's a little bit of drama going on here. And with these alleged leaks, which, by the way, it's my understanding the lawyers denied leaking anything. You know, that is definitely, you can't be trying your case in the media like that. That's a no-go. You should be trying it in the courtroom. And any judge who has to deal with that, and attorneys who practice in that way, certainly is well within their rights to take action.
Well, a couple of things. One, they didn't deny that they leaked it. They did deny that they leaked it. What they said was they allowed access to their office. A friend, someone they trusted, went in and they accessed the information. They left the information out. It was taken and that person leaked it, which to me, that's no argument at all. You know, that's an argument my kids make to me when there's things going on in the house or things missing or something. So my question to you is, again, you don't have to know this particular judge, but judges, in my experience, do often, I think, do you a favor if they feel like they want to take you off the case. And then they say to you, look, rather than put you and publicly humiliate you, because this is a case that has worldwide interest, I'm giving you the chance to walk away and we'll just move on without you. So it's interesting that they've taken this tact. What's your experience with judges? Do they tend to give attorneys that choice?
You know, it's very rare to see a lawyer removed. I can tell you it's never happened to me. I've never had a judge take me off a case, so I can't speak to that. But I will say one thing. You know, those lawyers don't work for the judge. No lawyer works for the judge. The judge works for the state of Florida. The lawyers work for their clients. To be perfectly honest, while of course I respect our judges and I will always conduct myself as a gentleman and as a professional, I frankly don't care because I'm here to fight for my client. They can threaten me all they want. I'm going to do what I think is correct within the law and the rules of ethics and procedure and professionalism and represent my client. They want to go embarrass me, go ahead and do that. I'm going to do what I think is the right thing to do. She may be correct in removing them, but that type of intimidation would not move me. I'm not going to let myself be intimidated by a judge. But again, I'm not the kind of lawyer that's going to do something unethical or unprofessional.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, so whose rights win out? I agree with you. Richard Allen has the right to choose the attorney that he wants according to the motion filed by his attorney. He has created a bond with him. It might affect his due process rights to get rid of him, but he didn't follow the rules of the court, and she made that very clear. So which went out in a weighing process?
Well, if they didn't follow her rules, then she is correct. You know, this story about them giving access to a third party who leaked it for them, they're responsible for that. You know, I think the judge may have done the right thing in the end, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, there's a lot more to come with this particular story, so we'll continue to follow it.